in association with Pace Notes. National Rally Championship.
Well, there's no better place in the country to be for the opening round of the 2004 Dunlop National Rally Championship than the fantastic Dingle Peninsula. The National Rally Championship is continually improving, and that is shown in a record of 20 World Rally cars that will compete here this weekend. Many of the leaders for this year's championship will be battling it out over these infamous Kerry stages.
First off the start ramp is number 1 seed and former Irish champion Niall Maguire, with Paul McLaughlin navigating. And hoping to bring the Kerry crown back to the United Kingdom is Macclefield's Jim Harrison, partnered as usual by Harvey Bell. Fresh from their inaugural win on the West Cork Rally, Donny O'Sullivan and Paul Nagle will be focusing on a 2 in a row.
Well, we're out here now on Stage 1 Minard Castle, and as you can see, the weather conditions have changed dramatically since yesterday. Yesterday the sun was splitting the rocks. Today these guys are going to face treacherous road conditions over Stage 1. As Niall Maguire leaves the starting ramp, 20 World Rally cars following him. This is the most brilliant National Rally Championship.
Niall Maguire starts in spectacular form as the conditions are atrocious on the opener, but further on they change to grippier but abrasive surfaces. Jim Harrison is committing himself to the championship and is very determined to win it, having won a round last year in Clare. With this relatively new car, he surely poses a big threat to the championship regulars.
Max jump 100. Crest and jump 70. Crest and fast left plus maybe. That's in it.
With his Ford Focus refettled after the last event, which he won, Donny O'Sullivan is hoping to make it a local victory and also break the Subaru dominance in Irish rallying.
3 left plus 100. Left plus 100. One dip into 2 left over crest. 140. Black crest 40.
Kevin Lynch has come out of the woods to try his hand at tarmac rallying, and with the wet and gravelly conditions, his forest driving experience will be very much to the fore. Monaghan crew Adrian McIlvany and Paul Goodman are in the deep end, having been caught out in the wet on slick racing tyres. This dents the driver's confidence considerably, and he posts a per time of 7:24 on the opening stage.
Crest, 2 left, king 2 right. Remember this? 100. 2 right and a 2 left. And left into 2 left in.
Welshman Melvin Evans' rally finishes exactly where it started, on the start line, when he has transmission failure. One of the few Escort WRC rally drivers in the top 10 is David Armstrong, with Corkman Bob Kelly navigating. Patrick Elliott and David Monaghan get their Subaru very sideways in the wet conditions, showing just how difficult it is to keep the power on.
80 over bridge. And flat 3 right cut long. And flat 2 left long. 150 small crest. Braking at the sign. 40 turn acute left.
West Cork crew Lee McCarthy and Kieran Murphy are out to take the trophies back to Cork from Kerryman Donny O'Sullivan. Dennis Cronin and Helen Sullivan have joined the 4-wheel drive brigade, and they're putting up a challenge to the others with their new Celica. An aggressive JJ Fleming is making good use of his Circuit of Ireland winning car and is hoping for a good result on his first outing. This car is no stranger to Irish rallying fans. New owner George Cullen has restored the impressive 555 to its former glory. John Gallagher completed the first stage okay, although he did lose a small bit of time when his windscreen fogged up in the wet conditions, but subsequently retired anyway, his Escort's gearbox playing up on the way to stage 2. The rapid gear changes of the latest spec Subarus show just where Noel Redmond gets his stage times as he powers through the Connor Pass.
Stay in the middle of the square right and 5 left. 60, 4 left, 60, 2 left, 250 up the middle, and a 2 left, don't cut.
Carl, this is your very first time to compete in a national round, and in fact you're in a very different car this weekend as well, the Hyundai Accent WRC. What made you choose this type of a car?
Well, basically we were looking for something different, something appealing, as opposed to the normal Subaru parade in these national rallies. Eurocable's the team that's sponsoring me, basically wanted to enter a 2-car team in the whole championship.
Turn tight, 5 right, round White House and right. Repeat, turn tight, 5 right, round White House and right. 2 left here, 2 right, 3 left. 2 right into 2 left continues. 2 right into 2 left continues.
The silence in remote Kerry is shattered by the approach of Ray Breen and Andrew Purcell, who are making a full assault on the championship this year. Maynooth's Kevin Barrett and Barry Goodman follow suit in their new Subaru.
60, 2 left, 80. Left into 3 right and 3 left and 2 right, 24 left and 4 right, 43 left.
David McNulty and Keith Kilcoyne made the long trip from Enniskillen to compete, hoping to bag some points for the championship. West Euro Cup winner Paddy White from Navan with a change of navigator for this year in James McKee. Niall Maguire slides his way in pursuit of the leader, but still lacks complete confidence in his new car, with this his second outing, even though his first one resulted in a win. On a hard charge to stay on top of the timesheets is Jim Harrison, but it all goes wrong as our in-car camera shows.
Turn 90 left, immediate turn 90 right. Stay in it.
And here we see the crash again from Graham Lane's fan cam. Donny O'Sullivan pushes his way through this chicane as the damage to the car is done on Paul Nagel's side. But he's really trying, and it shows as he wrestles with the focus. He almost gets it all wrong on his way to the rally lead.
3 left, 3 right, 40, hairpin right, carry speed. 40, hairpin left. Hairpin left, 200.
Kevin Lynch is inch perfect on this junction. Not bad driving, considering that it's his first time competing on Kerry tarmac. Adrian McElvanny and Paul Goodman are still trying to get to grips with their new car. Adrian is finding the gear change a little strange,
Red arrow.
as he cannot get used to the magic wand he calls the gear lever.
Sudden turn 6 right again. And 3 left. 70.
Patrick Elliott and David Moynihan are still going for the moment, but will crash out further on. Kevin Barrett and Barry Goodman are really having a go at the roads drying out. They have more confidence in the grip of their tyres.
1 right, 80, 1 left, maybe 80. 2 right over bumps, 60, 2 right and 2 left at Green Pier, 80. 5 left.
As the spectators brave the elements of the Irish weather, they await the Subaru of Niall Maguire and Paul McLaughlin, who are trying hard to catch the flying Donny O'Sullivan. And here he is with Paul Nagel. Despite stalling on the start line, they have a clear lead and have a lot more to get out of the car.
Stay in the middle all the way down along here. 1 right, 2 left, 40, 5 left, backing off. While the back off, 5 right. 3 left, flat 2 right, 80, 4 right, don't cut, 80, right, don't cut here, right, don't cut, 80, flat 3 left.
The slippery roads of Kerry have cost Jim Harrison and Harvey Bell the rally lead, but they are still in line to bag some points with a long way to go in the championship.
Max left, 50, slight left, opens, 50. Cut fast right. Bit of a bump, and slight left, cut wall. Crest into long medium left.
The whistling Subaru of Kevin Lynch and Francis Regan is on its way to a fourth fastest time on this stage. Adrian McElvanny is now getting more confidence with every stage mile, but lost too much time on the first 4 stages to challenge the leaders.
And 3 left, into small jump, into 4 left, into 1 right continues, this is 4 left here, into 1 right continues, the 2 at the wall, into 2 left, into crest, into 2 left over crest.
The Corolla of Lee McCarthy is just inside the top 10, but his car is a little outdated in the technology front in comparison with the machinery ahead of him. Struggling with gearbox and brake problems is Dennis Cronin and Helen Sullivan, who gets their Celica to the finish of the stages, but also collect a puncture. JJ Fleming and Robbie Ward are enjoying their run immensely and very happy with their 5th overall position. Noel Redmond and local man Diarmuid Falvey are pushing hard in their Subaru, hoping to improve their stage times, as they are absolutely flat out in 6th gear.
Black crest, 1 left, 250. Black crest, 1 left, 250. And 4 left at the chevron.
Carl Arthurs is another driver relying on the knowledge of local navigator Jakes Kelly. Their Hyundai is unfamiliar machinery amongst all the many Subarus.
2 left, 60 up then. 4 right. Okay, 4 right. And 3 left. And 1 right, 40. Whoa, 1 right, 40. 2 left, 100. Go 100. 1 right, 80. Repeat, 1 right, 80. 3 left, 80. Okay, go 80.
Ray Breen and Andrew Purcell are well into their stride as they haven't competed that regularly of late. The Waterford pairing have lost none of their flair.
Kevin, indeed you have a busy year ahead of you. You're contending the National Championship but also the Dutch Championship.
Yeah, we were over in Holland last year and we decided to give the Dutch Championship a go this year and also do the National Championship. So we had quite enough year last year, so we're going to make up for it this year, hopefully.
JJ Fleming was amazed at the pace of his new car and had his best result to date with a fine 5th overall. Ray Breen's return to rallying shows that he's lost none of his speed and will definitely be a man to watch for the rest of the season. And so to the podium, first to step up an early leader before crashing, James Harrison and Harvey Bell from the UK are definitely on course to win a few rounds this year. Second overall, and with no answers to the flying forward, Niall Maguire and Paul McLaughlin tried hard all day but couldn't catch the local man with his Impreza. And taking their 2nd win in as many events, Donny O'Sullivan and Paul Nagel keep the crown in the kingdom. And King Ramp, they are clearly focusing on the tarmac title this year in their BioClear backed focus. Well done to Richard Talbot and his team for running an excellent event in the very changing weather conditions and once again providing a superb day's rallying.